Hi, this is Chatterboxing. I'm Sean. I've got a man Tel with me here again today. How's it going, Tel?
Not bad, mate. It's it's been a while, hasn't it? I've been wanting to do a video with you for ages, mate. But both of us, all summer, doing all our work and all that. Everyone doing their thing. But there's been a lot going on in boxing. We needed to talk.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff we want to talk about. It's the first chance we've really had to make a video since the last one, which is 6 weeks ago, probably longer than that.
Yeah.
We want to make a video. Well, this video we're going to talk about the Andy Ruiz situation. We're also going to hopefully make a video about Lomachenko against Luke Campbell.
Big fight.
Yeah.
Excited about that fight, personally. Well, at least as a UK fight fan, I'm excited to see Lomachenko. Even though I'm living in Spain, I'm excited to see all the British fight fans see Lomachenko.
Yeah. And I think Luke Campbell realistically could give him a sort of good a fight as most other people, anyone else really, lightweight at this moment. Do you know what I mean? Not saying that we'll talk about anywhere in the next video.
Yeah, that's for another video.
Also, I want to talk about Anthony Yard going to fight Sergey Kovalev in Russia. We'll do that hopefully as well.
Yeah, we're both looking forward to that fight.
Yeah, that's a very interesting one. But for now, we're going to focus on the Andy Ruiz rematch. It's a little bit up in the air. Supposedly going to Saudi Arabia, but not entirely sure what's going on.
Let's pull this back a little bit, okay? Obviously, you are Sean, you are Mr. Chatterboxing. You've got your finger on the pulse at all times. I understand that you know a little bit more than me in terms of what's going on in every moment. The last time I checked in on this whole fight, that I saw Eddie Hearn selling to everyone that there's now I think he had a press conference. I saw the press conference. Done deal. We're having this fight in Saudi Arabia, and now you're telling me this isn't a done deal. What's going on?
Well, I don't know if it's a done deal, but what I do know is that Andy Ruiz came out a couple of days ago and left a little kind of 15-second video message on, I don't know if it's Instagram or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, basically saying that it's going to be on his terms. It's going to be in America. He can't really say too much about it. He hasn't got any protection in Saudi Arabia. And obviously we'll get onto that in a bit.
Well, first of all, I'm going to ask you it's an important question, isn't it? Is this fight done or is it not done?
Well, we don't know because I haven't seen a contract. I mean, what I would assume is that when the offer was made to Andy Ruiz, when he signed the original contract, part of the terms of signing that deal, getting that opportunity, was that Joshua and his team would first of all choose where and when the rematch would be, and also that the money was confirmed as well. So what he was going to get was already stipulated in that contract. Now I'm assuming that was in the contract.
So let me try to understand this. So this guy turns up, your man, old Juicer, has screwed this thing up. He's not fighting Joshua now. Your man gets pulled in. I assume Matchroom thought this was a good fight and it would be a decent fight, but Joshua's gonna steamroll through him. Suddenly Joshua gets knocked out. Okay, but there's a contract there where they're saying if you beat me, then there's a rematch and there's all of this. So Matchroom have said you can have the rematch, obviously, if you beat me, but I'm in charge of where it is.
Yeah.
And now they're saying they're going to Saudi Arabia. Why would that be in Joshua's interest?
Well, the Saudi Arabia thing is obviously let's call it what it is. Obviously, a pure money maker, isn't it? Now, I think Andy Ruiz didn't want to fight in the UK.
Okay.
But from what I can gather, I mean, the contract should have stated he doesn't have a choice in that.
No, he's got nothing to do with it, has he?
Well, we don't know. We haven't seen the contract, but I think anyone can really, unless they found some kind of loophole in it, or I don't know, there's some kind of international law or whatever. Okay. But surely, when they made that contract, they said basically, we're giving you the opportunity of a lifetime. You're earning, a few $100,000 to fight against nobodies. You've got no real obvious future in boxing. You're on the verge of retiring, in your own words. So do you want this opportunity? Obviously, he's quite eager to sign it. So they could, Dylan White didn't sign the contract, did he? Because he was saying he didn't like the terms of it.
Yeah, but obviously Dylan White works with with your man Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, but
so maybe Eddie Hearn is telling him, don't sign this. This is only for suckers. I mean, that's what I can understand from this, is that Eddie Hearn tells his people, don't get involved in this stuff because it's bad for you. But if some other people want to get involved in this, then it will be bad for them, but it won't be our money.
Well, one thing I would say, I'd say it was obviously they wanted to have that fight in America, didn't they? Wanted Joshua to break into the American market.
They thought it was easy money.
So maybe the contract that Dillian Whyte was offered wasn't the same as what Andy Ruiz was offered, but there was still that sticking point about the rematch, and he wasn't happy about the terms of it. So obviously, of course they did. Why would they not do that? If they're giving it to some bloke, he's not a mandatory challenger. He doesn't have any. They don't have any obligation to give this bloke a title shot. You know what I mean? So saying, do you want this opportunity? These are the terms. He's obviously signed it and he's agreed to it. Since then, he's obviously won the title. He's got a load of people in his ear telling him now. Probably he's signed for PBC, Al Heyman. There's a bit of there's a real sort of promotional Cold War going on between him. Not just him and Matchroom, but him with everyone really, but especially like Matchroom moving into America. Now, it's obvious really to anyone who's been following it that Al Heyman has been saying to him, like, don't sign it. We'll get you a better deal. We'll get in America, and just trying to make things very difficult for Team Joshua. So that's obviously the complication.
So I'm completely out of the loop really here in terms of the Ruiz fans. Obviously, as a English person, a UK fight fan, but obviously as a boxing fan, but also some guy that's living in Spain. I don't really know what the Ruiz fans are saying about this. So I'm wondering, if you're a Ruiz fan, you've shown that you as Ruiz, you've shown you've got some bollocks. You've gone and fought Joshua, and you've done him. And now they're telling you that obviously you've signed this contract, and Joshua says like where you fight, and if you want to have this fight, this rematch, which you have to have contractually, you have to come where I tell you. Be that Wembley, be that Cardiff, be that Manchester, be that Saudi Arabia. I don't really understand how Ruiz has a leg to stand on in this kind of I don't think this is fair. Well, you signed the contract. Yeah,
it doesn't have a leg to stand on, like assuming that the contract stated that, which I think we can 99% say it does.
Well, I don't understand how it wouldn't.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking is that basically because he's promoted by Al Heyman and the PBC, and they are kind of in a sort of proxy war with Matchroom. And you obviously you saw what went on with like Deontay Wilder, like Al Heyman. They basically blocked that fight from happening. Fucked Joshua about. And tried to make it very, very difficult for Joshua to make any moves in America.
Cool.
So potentially, if that fight doesn't happen, then the belts could then get scattered. The IBF has already called the mandatory for Kubrat Pulev. The WBA could go one place, the WBO somewhere else. Suddenly, it's just really stitched up Matchroom and Joshua, doesn't it? Because all that time they went around collecting those belts. And now you've got
I have to admit, I'm a big fan of that. To be honest, and also, as you suddenly display this possibility to me, I think I wouldn't mind seeing that.
And also, you've got now,
let's go again.
You've got the emergence now of some people. You've got Ruiz, obviously. Like, if he just sort of, I mean, he's acting like a real ungrateful. I don't like the way he's behaving in this. Now, obviously, if he's trying to make more money, I mean, it is what it is. We're all, he's a fighter at the end of the day. We're all humans, all trying to make more money. I don't like the way, I don't like the style. If you sign up to something and then you just say, right, I'll take thank you for this opportunity. Well, now he's not in the driving seat, but now I'm sort of, now fuck you. Now I'm not going to, I don't like that sort of stuff.
As far as I'm concerned, he has to leave boxing if that's his vibe. You signed up to a rematch, you have the rematch where the man wants. You signed this thing, leave the sport.
But a lot of,
otherwise,
a lot of boxing fans don't give a fuck about that sort of stuff. They don't care about like right and wrong and like integrity. No, mate, a lot of it is just basically like getting one over on the other team. That's basically a lot of this. So a lot of these characters who support all these, but that's why.
But are they supporting the fighter? Are they supporting the promoter?
They're not. They're basically
the
anything
TV
to
channel?
get like what they want, which is basically like to fuck this bloke over.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about like what's right, about integrity, like you. But that's the style. So that's why I don't really like engage too much with a lot of people.
But this is
anyway. Like it's
important, though, isn't it?
It's important.
That many people are thinking this is okay to renegade from a contract you've signed.
Yeah, we'll see. At the moment, they are because it's being talked about. We'll see if it actually does happen. If they follow through with it. But at the moment, you've got loads of people who are just basically sort of thinking, yeah, it's really cool. Like they're like now go on, son. Like no, mate, that's just not how you don't. That's not how people do business. It's not how you do it in life. Do you know what I mean? If you basically make a deal with someone and you borrow something for whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't think that's how it happens in England. I don't think that's how it happens where Ruiz comes from. No one behaves like this, do they? Really, like if I say to you, listen, let me have a shot at knocking you out. And if I knock you out, then we have another go. And then suddenly I run away and say, I don't want to fight here, I don't want to fight there. I don't think that's how Ruiz is, people really.
No,
his real fans aren't cool with that, are they?
No, it's difficult to say. When it actually does that, we'll see if it does actually happen.
Yeah.
But no, definitely the kind of... I don't think Ruiz...
Ruiz isn't that kind of guy.
No, Ruiz, but he's not the... He doesn't come across as like the most astute kind of businessman or like... He seems... I don't know the bloke, but just listening to him and like seeing these kind of characters that you get. We saw with the Deontay Wilder thing, like how people can be basically just sort of manipulated and talked out of things which clearly aren't in their own interest to benefit other people. So that could potentially happen. I think that's what's happening with Ruiz.
I haven't seen that much of Ruiz. Okay, obviously I've seen him beat up Joshua, and I've seen him in a couple of other fights, and obviously I've seen a few interviews with him. Everything I've seen with Ruiz is that he's a stand-up guy and a real fighter, and like us. Do you know what I mean? He's a fighter. He can lose a fight. He can win a fight, but he's a fighter, and he can take the punches, roll with them, and then let's go again. It seems very strange to me that he would be doing that kind of monkey business.
Yeah, I just think that he doesn't want to, ideally, like go and fight in the UK or go and fight in Saudi Arabia. So he's got a load of people in his ear telling him, like, basically, you don't need to do that. You can get more money. You're in charge. If
you've signed a contract, you don't have the right to talk about that stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. It's at the moment we haven't sort of seen the contract. I don't really know, like in terms of. I've gone way off to my original point. What I was saying, we'll get back to this. Andy Ruiz potentially coming on the scene as a big player. We've seen Deontay Wilder has grown a lot in popularity in the last year. Tyson Fury is now back on the scene, so it's wide open. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of like big people. Like Dylan White, we don't know what's going on with the.
I don't even really want to talk about the Dylan White situation.
No, don't talk about that because I don't know anything about it yet.
All of that comes out.
Cool.
But I'm talking about the heavyweight division now. If they want to blow it wide open, we've got the players to blow it wide open.
Yeah. Like, and you've got people like Usyk coming through. You've got some like great prospects coming through.
I'm a fan of Usyk. I'm a fan of Fury. I'm a fan of Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
Joshua. I don't really rate him as a boxer, but I rate Joshua as a business entity and as a boxer at the same time. Let's say, but I want to see all of these people fight each other. I wouldn't mind if this whole thing was blowing apart. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that I don't like all this obstructionist stuff. I don't like people just messing about and like stopping fights from happening. Because the Joshua Wilder thing went on for fucking ages, and everyone wanted to see that. And it seems to me pretty obvious that it was PBC, Al Heyman blocked that fight. It's painfully obvious they're the ones blocking this one. Do you know what I mean? So what I want to see is basically like these fights happening with these people, but it doesn't really look like that's the way it's going. Andy Ruiz now has just turned into a complete diva. Like he's there basically sort of saying, no, it's on my terms. Like, it's not on your terms, mate.
Do you remember the day?
You basically, like, first of all, like you say, you signed a contract. Also, you're not bringing that kind of money to the fight. You're not that Saudi Arabia haven't basically like sort of offered all that money based on your name. I mean, that's just the reality, mate. Whether or not you have the belt.
They don't even sell Snickers in Saudi Arabia. I've heard that Snickers is not even a product available in Saudi Arabia. They don't give a toss about this Mexican guy, this Mexican American guy. The money is there because Eddie Hearn goes there and says, give me that money with AJ. AJ's a big star. But it's not even about that, is it? It's about what can I build here for you? What can I maybe take away from the American game? And like now, let's move it to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about that then. This is an interesting thing. Like the fight happening. Like let's just assume that this gets sorted out. The fight does go to Saudi Arabia. What are your thoughts on that? It's quite a vague term, but like let's start talking about it. The fight going to Saudi Arabia.
First of all, in my opinion, Saudi Arabia has no right to host the biggest fight in heavyweight boxing for quite a long time. And I don't care about Wilder versus Fury. Of course, I care about it and I loved watching it and it's a great fight, but it means nothing compared to Ruiz versus Joshua because all the belts are there. This is a massive fight. We all care about it. UK cares about it. America cares about it. Mexico cares about it. This right now is boxing, this fight. Even though neither of those two boxers are anywhere near the best boxers in the world in any division. But this is the big fight. It's an important fight. Why the hell are we having this in Saudi Arabia in a country where not even the boxers' wives can turn up and watch it without covering their heads? This is crazy, mate. This is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a pure sellout. Like Eddie Hearn, like trying to convince everyone that it's sort of good for boxing and it's sort of, good for everyone. And you know what I mean? It's basically trying to tell everyone it's like going to be the same price, more or less, as it would be going to Cardiff or London.
Yeah, is it hell? Is it hell? No one wants to see this. No one wants to be a part of this. There's a lot of people. Me personally, I don't want to invest any money in this kind of rubbish. So I won't be paying that pay-per-view. You can be sure I'll be watching the fight, but I won't be paying that pay-per-view. I'm not giving that money to these people. And I'm quite disappointed in Joshua, in Hearn, in Ruiz as well, because he's involved. Aren't we all like America, Britain? Aren't we all fighting on the same side? What side exactly are we fighting on here?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just pure money, sellout. I mean, I don't know what it was. Basically, the fight's going to be potentially in Cardiff. Then they offer, I think, 40 million or something. It's like a site fee. And then they're going to charge on top of that. So obviously, they're going to make a load of money, which is one thing. But trying to tell everyone that it's sort of good for everyone else, and this is like sort of. So Eddie Hearn has got a responsibility to grow boxing in the world. I mean, what's that mean?
It's absolute bollocks, mate. I'm not gonna mince my words here. I saw an interview the other day with Eddie Hearn, Sir Eddie, as I'm sure he would like to call himself, where he was saying that everyone can come, please come to Saudi Arabia to watch this great fight, please. He doesn't want anyone to come. He doesn't care if anyone comes. All he cares about is the money from Saudi Arabia and what can I build in the future. But I don't really care about Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is a guy trying to earn money. That's fine. The same as Al Heyman, the same as all of them. They're all trying to earn money. Okay, that's fine. Does Anthony Joshua, does Andy Ruiz really think that it's okay to try and... They're basically putting their name to what's going on in this place, aren't they? Let's call a spade. Right, these two people, Anthony Joshua is a black Englishman. Andy Ruiz is a Mexican American, let's say. These are two people that come from minorities. That do either of these people really want to sign up to let's not care about anything that's happening, let's just sign up to the dollar? I don't believe that they originally did. I don't believe that's what they stand for, either of them. I'm pretty sure Andy Ruiz doesn't stand for that. He doesn't stand for this kind of rubbish.
Well, Andy Ruiz has come out and said that he's basically like his sort of safety. That's why he's using as an argument to not go. I don't think he really thinks about that sort of stuff, to be honest with you. I think he's just thinking he wants more money. He wants it. He doesn't want to fight in England. But also, the fight being in England or Wales, whatever, is a big advantage for Joshua. And bearing in mind, he lost the last fight.
Massive advantage.
He lost the last fight. you'd think that like it'd be more important to just talk, because people talk. I remember people talking before saying, he needs to go back to America. He doesn't need to do anything, mate.
Right.
He basically like went to America, fought Ruiz there, have the rematch in London. So obviously, like he's going to make a bit more money out of it this way. But
my problem is that Anthony Joshua wants to earn a load of money. Andy Ruiz wants to earn a load of money. Are you telling me you can't earn a load of money in Las Vegas, in Cardiff, in New York, in London, in all of these places? Let's just go and have this fight in Monaco, yeah? Let's go have this fight in Portugal.
I mean, like Las Vegas, you could probably, because Las Vegas is quite similar to the sort of Saudi model, isn't it? It's basically just some kind of blatantly, it's not like it's a different country, but just sort of blatant like corruption, where you can basically sort of buy what you want, and like they give you like a big like fee. They pay you a big to have it there.
But so I'm not willing. I'm not willing to accept that Las Vegas is the same as Saudi Arabia.
No, but Las Vegas, America, isn't it?
Las Vegas is an important place in world boxing. Las Vegas, is it the Mecca of boxing? I don't know. As an Englishman, I believe it isn't, but at the same time, it is. Las Vegas is where we all want to fight. If I was going to be a fighter, and if I was going to be a world champion, I need to fight in Las Vegas.
It's definitely one of them, isn't it?
So, okay, you can say Las Vegas is also Sin City and all of this. But it's a different thing.
Yeah, I'm not comparing them two like that. But Las Vegas is America. The sort of American boxing establishment so far has been quite hostile to Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. So that's not somewhere that ideally they're going to want to fight, is it? I mean, they fought the last one, Madison Square Garden. I mean, that didn't go too well. So basically what I would do is just sort of regroup, try and fight on your own turf, have that advantage. Because basically, like, I mean, it's quite soon to go back into a rematch, shouldn't it? When was the fight?
May.
Yeah, I mean, he got sort of. It wasn't that long ago.
It's not long ago.
No, yeah. So really, like, that's another thing. Like Ruiz, like, sort of longing it out. He should be like, because people were talking about it, like, should Joshua go straight back into the fight? So really, like, Ruiz should be like, let's get this done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, of course.
Because the sooner the fight is, the more that favours Ruiz, isn't it? Because like Joshua's still kind of a little bit groggy. He still hasn't had like time to really kind of prepare. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the longer it goes on, the less chance Ruiz has of retaining these titles.
None of this stuff is in Ruiz's interest.
If I was Ruiz, I would have said, what's the earliest date you can fight me in Cardiff? And I'll go there and I'll knock you out. And I personally think that Ruiz is going to beat him. I don't think he needs any of this rubbish. Like, go to Wembley, go to Cardiff, go to wherever you want. Ruiz is much better than Joshua. That's my personal opinion. Maybe I've proven wrong. But I think Ruiz is a much better boxer than Joshua. And I think Joshua has absolutely lost his bottle. And without his bottle, he's nobody, because he's not a good boxer. So he's basically there waiting to get done. He's a cash cow now, waiting to get knocked out and take the final pounds.
Do you think if you were Ruiz, and I'm not sure if I agree with that 100%, but I'm not sure I agree with that at all. I do to a certain extent. But what I would say, like, first of all, if I was Ruiz, I'd be thinking, like, I do definitely agree to a certain extent. Like, Joshua has been knocked out. He's been knocked down a few times. He arguably quit. So he basically, since the Klitschko fight, people say he got a bit less aggressive, like, since then. He's made loads of money. Maybe he's got a bit sort of silk pajamas syndrome, as they say.
That's how I feel.
So he's there for the taking. Do you know what I mean? And the longer you leave it, the more he's got a chance to prepare himself. And basically, you do that, you're getting what I think, like, rumoured to be like $9 million. It's like what he signs. It's not like he's getting mugged off in the contract. So if Joshua now gets like sort of 200 million, that is what it is. I mean, that's basically like you sign that contract. That's a lot of money. So you go and beat Joshua in a rematch, which, like, he's got a very good chance of doing. I agree. Then he's the fucking man, isn't he? He's got all the belts except like Wilder. He can make an in-house fight with Deontay Wilder to become undisputed. Like, you know, like a black American against a Mexican American. It's gonna, like, that. Those are the two biggest, like, sort of fan base in America.
That's the fight.
Absolutely massive.
That's the
fight.
He's
got it all there.
You've got to beat Joshua. Yeah. You've got to do it quick before he regroups.
That's what I'm saying. So all this is sort of fucking about is just counterproductive.
I don't see how it works in his favour. I don't see who the hell is advising Ruiz. saying like, "Oh, let's do all this mumbo jumbo." Go to Cardiff, go to Wembley, beat him, take the belts, and let's get on with this boxing thing. We don't need Eddie Hearn and Joshua just monopolising this rubbish.
The same person that advised Luis Ortiz to turn down like sort of $5 million to now supposedly fight Wilder for that hasn't been signed up. Who advised Wilder to turn down 120 million? So Ruiz's interests are not necessarily that relevant to this decision-making process.
Are Joshua's interests even involved in this? I don't know if the boxers are even being listened to anymore, mate. And I'm worried about that.
Was it Anthony Joshua's idea to go to Saudi Arabia?
I find it hard to imagine that it is. I don't know. We don't know about any of this ins and outs of that, do we?
It could well be, but I'll tell you one thing. Like obviously the enthusiasm that Eddie Hearn has for going to Saudi Arabia. And now, I'll tell you what, like I said to you actually the other day, didn't I? Well, I thought he could potentially try and set Saudi Arabia up as a sort of rival to Las Vegas, like that sort of style. Just some like really rich area where you've got all these just blatantly like corrupt people just give you a load of money for status.
Yeah,
just
same as Vegas, basically. But now I'm in charge.
Yeah, there's nowhere like in Britain that can do that. We don't have that kind of money. We don't have that kind of. It's more just like sort of working class thing, and you get a big crowd, and do you know what I mean? So that. Potentially, like Eddie Hearn obviously likes the idea of Saudi Arabia, and he seems to think that everyone else likes the idea of it. But
well, you explain to me why exactly? Because I don't watch every Eddie Hearn interview. Right, let me say first, in general, I think Eddie Hearn is all right, and he gets like a lot of stick. But really, he's just trying to do work and trying to help his fighters, and he's trying to fight his corner. I think that's fair enough. I've gone from the point of thinking like, come on, Eddie, fight for your guys, to literally in the space of a couple of weeks think, you know what, Eddie, I've had enough now. Because really, like for me personally, in terms of the boxing world right now, this is the big fight. This is the mega fight, and we have to have this either in Britain or in America or in Mexico. If you ask me, what do I want? I want it to be in Mexico City. Or literally in the village where like Ruiz's parents were born. I want it to be that kind of vibe. Right, Joshua, you want to fucking win back your Spurs? Go in and knock him out in his village where it's all him. Okay, you don't want that. Let's do this in Vegas. Let's do this in London. But let's not go and pussy out. For me, this is a pussy out thing. It's a real pussy-o move. Money style, value style, and boxing style. As far as I'm concerned, I'm out of this game now. I'm not interested in your rubbish. You're now taking the biggest fight, as far as I'm concerned, in world boxing in the last 5 years, and you're taking this to Saudi Arabia, where no fan of Ruiz, no fan of Joshua can realistically go and enjoy watching this fight. You're taking this away from every fight fan just so you can earn another dollar. I've had enough of you lot. I've had enough.
Yeah, well, another thing, like Joshua, when he was fighting in Madison Square Garden, he was obviously there was quite a lot of British fans there, and they were singing a little bit. But it is different, mate. It's a different kind of. He's not really. He's used to his whole career. Really, he's had that sort of British atmosphere. Do you know what I mean? But that's
the same as when I'm having a fight in a pub. And I'm in my pub, all my friends are saying, "Oh, Steve, you're our friend," and you're beating up some man. Okay, like I've never been involved in that stuff because I'm not involved in that stuff. But anyone who is a ponce, aren't they? Really?
Yeah.
You're just a home fighter. Joshua, I don't think Joshua is like that. And Joshua went to America and fought Ruiz. He's not like that kind of guy. But Eddie Hearn is turning him into that kind of guy. No, and Ruiz's guys are turning him into that guy as well.
I don't have any problem with fighting in England. I'd say fuck all that.
There's no problem with fighting in England. There's no problem with fighting in America. But why the hell are we going to some like supposedly neutral venue where nobody likes boxing and everybody likes everything that none of us agree with? No one in America agrees with the Saudi Arabian style. No one in Britain agrees with the Saudi Arabian. Let's put this out here. Nobody in our two countries agrees with this country and the way they run the world and the way they run their business, their politics. It's very dodgy. Why are these people saying, go there and spend your money there? Explain that to me, mate.
Well, I mean, it's just a pure money grab. There's no other. I mean, Eddie Hearn can come and just talk as much bollocks as he wants. I mean, it's clearly these people have offered loads of money. It's as simple as that. That's all you need to say. We start talking about sort of growing the sport and all this kind of. I mean,
Bullshit,
yeah,
man.
of course it is. But him fighting in Saudi Arabia with no atmosphere, with no support, that.
Well, that's what he deserves.
Well, yeah, might what he deserves, but I'm just talking about in terms of his chance of winning the fight.
Oh, that's his
not
problem,
really,
isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not going to be good for him, is it?
But it's the same problem
So basically,
for Joshua and for
so it
Ruiz.
is basically. We talked about obviously like in Saudi Arabia, you don't like that. You've made that pretty clear. As a sort of British fight fan, do you feel a bit mugged off that the fight hasn't been like in London or
But
Cardiff?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
massively...
but you're saying like it could be in Las Vegas or New York or something specifically.
Listen.
I say fuck Las Vegas, fuck New York. Put it in London, put it in Cardiff. I'm kind of sick of all this. Like, It started off, we've got to go to America. You've got to do this in America. No, we don't have to fucking do this in America. If I want to go and fight in America, I will.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
I saw a Joshua fight. I can't remember who he beat up that time against some bum that Joshua and Hearn had lined up. But he beat up some bum, some Takam or whoever, and it was very difficult for him to beat him. Or whoever it might have been, and then after the fight, they start saying, "Oh, we're not taking this show on the road. We'll do this fight in Cardiff. We'll do this fight in Wembley. This is a London ting. This is a UK ting. All this rubbish that they talk." And then now, personally, I don't mind if you go and fight in New York or Vegas. Because I personally respect that as a boxing fan. Yeah. To me, that's Mecca as boxing. Yeah. I know we're English and we love England.
No, but you don't have to, is what I'm saying. And the fact that he went there to fight in New York.
For me, that's great. For me, that's good.
London or Cardiff.
For me, that's great that you went there. But now your career is on the line. Now, like, anyone's respect for you as a fighter is on the line right now. Now you have to come back home, win your belts back, and let's go again. But if you say to me that I'm going to go to Saudi Arabia to be quite honest, I don't want to be rude, but fuck off.
But surely that's in that respect, that's better than fighting in London or Cardiff, isn't it?
No, I don't care about that.
No, but
I don't care about that. No, because you're not saying like, because if you want to do that, go and fight in Paraguay. Go and fight in Paraguay. No, you're not fighting Paraguay. You're going to Saudi Arabia to take the money. You're taking the money before you retire. Because he's going to retire, because he's going to get beaten up by Ruiz in Saudi Arabia.
He might do, mate.
Well, he might well do, but if he loses, he's retiring. And he's getting his final money before he sods off. And that, I don't think, personally, if I was Joshua's manager, I think Joshua's got more in him than that. And I think I can run him better, and I can take you back to the top, mate. But no, your man's taking you off to another country where there's going to be no support and where you could lose against a better fighter than you. And that's the end of your career. And this is on Eddie Hearn, mate. This is on Eddie Hearn. And it's not just Joshua's career. It's British fight fans. We support Joshua. We support Fury. We support every British fighter. And you're screwing one of our best fighters with your rubbish to earn money. Yeah. Go fuck yourself, Hearn.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what's going on. I think Eddie Hearn would have quite liked to have taken it back to America as well, which I was against. That's what I mean. Because obviously, like the zone, and like it's better for their time zone, as they don't want to watch it at like 5 in the afternoon, whatever it is. I mean, I would say put the fight in London or Cardiff, but this is all up in the air now because obviously, like Ruiz coming out with this, Al Heyman, we don't know how. I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big power struggle. Do you know what I mean? Eddie Hearn's obviously gone into America like the fucking, I'm sort of taking over, blah, blah, blah. Like Al Heyman, Bob Arum, these are all like, fuck off, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, rightly so.
Yeah, so there's like, there's everything that he does is...
it's under scrutiny.
Not just under scrutiny, but like they're not making it easy. So this Ruiz... basically, like, not just could be, like, clearly is being used as a pawn in this. But Eddie Hearn's fucking stupid, mate. He knows what's going on. He never should have, like, when he knew, like, Ruiz signed with, like, PBC, he knew, like, what was going on. He knew what happened with Wilder. He's a fucking idiot, really.
Yeah, but he never imagined that his fucking cash cow would ever get knocked out by some guy. Well, wake up, mate. Your cash cow isn't that good at boxing. I think Joshua is interesting as a heavyweight boxer, but no more than that. Joshua is nowhere near Fury. He's nowhere near Wilder because Wilder has the equaliser. And he's nowhere near, in my opinion, your man from Brixton. But let's see what happens with him. Yeah. I don't think Joshua is the best fighter on the planet. Let's put it that way.
I think you've been a bit harsh on Joshua, to be honest.
Well, what have you seen from him, mate?
Well, I've seen him basically beat consistently good, solid opposition. Like he's basically got the best. I mean, you could make an argument that Fury has a better record than him if you count the sort of the Wilder robbery as a win.
Yeah, of course I do. As everyone in boxing does.
No, but still on paper.
Yeah, on the paper.
And even he basically Joshua's beaten Klitschko quite convincingly. Yeah,
after he was beaten by Fury.
Yeah, but still.
Well, it's important, isn't it? He wasn't beating Klitschko the same way that Fury beat him.
Well, he knocked him out.
But he didn't go to Hammer
I know.
beat the world champion.
I'm going through a list, and that was still a good name and a good early on in his career. Beat Unified like Josie Parker. I sound like Eddie Hearn here, then I going through all this shit. But do you know what I mean?
I can't believe I'm here.
He's beaten a load of good opponents, and he's done a good job. He lost to Ruiz. He had a bad performance. It happens. I don't think he suddenly turned into just a mediocre heavyweight.
No, nobody thinks that. But I saw him against Klitschko, a Klitschko that I knew that was easy to beat for the best people. Klitschko was dead, really. And when Fury done him, Fury finished him off. Then you come and make Klitschko look good. Really. In my opinion, Joshua made Klitschko look good. Then.
I don't agree with that at all. I think it's a good performance.
No. It was a good performance by both of them. It was an amazing fight. It's one of the best fights I've ever seen.
Exactly.
Of course it is. Yeah. But you never done it first, have you? You wait for someone else to go and beat half of it out.
Yeah, mate, but you didn't. Fucking Fury had been a professional about 5 years longer. Of course he didn't do it first.
Yeah, no problem. But what I'm saying is that when he done Klitschko, it was after Klitschko had already taken a licking. So you come and you do that and you build your career off that, and Eddie Hearn makes a load of money off that. But now you beat a couple of people. You never fought Wilder. You never fought Fury. You're going to now
try to fight both of them.
You're fighting your man away, thinking this big fat American, I can beat him. Suddenly he gets done for drugs, and then you think, let's call in this little American Mexican, and we'll knock him out. He'll be respectable.
But he fought Ruiz because Fury and Wilder didn't want to fight him.
Yeah. You fight Ruiz, fine. But then you get knocked out by him. Now you take him back home and knock him out.
Yeah.
So why the hell aren't you doing that? Because that's what any other man would do. Take him back home and knock him the hell out.
It's just prize fighting.
So what the hell's going on with Hearn and Matchroom and all of this rubbish? But why is Joshua listening to that? Joshua has more money than Hearn does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, mate, but obviously he's been offered a load of money. I don't like it. I personally
have some respect.
Yeah, I agree, but that's obviously why he's doing it, isn't it? He's been offered ridiculous money for it.
Yeah, okay, but don't ask me to back
also, I do think there may be an element of him thinking, if we have it back in the UK, no one's really getting any credit for it. So if we have it here, because it's kind of, then it ticks a couple of boxes, doesn't it? Because first of all, you get loads of money for it, but also it's I'm not having it in Cardiff, I'm not having it in London, I'm having it on a neutral venue, so it's a bit more respectable the win as well.
Yeah, but this is the bullshit that Eddie is selling, isn't it?
No, but it's not about but people can think that. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people will think that.
Yeah,
because if it wasn't the UK, trust me, everyone will sort of say, he's bollocks, he's allowed to do a lot of drugs, and all this kind of. Do you know what I mean? The fair, he wouldn't have been out. That's what happened.
Because Eddie Hearn doesn't control Saudi Arabia. I mean, he's just made the deal to have the fight there. He can control the drug stuff. He can. If Joshua is juicing, which I don't know if he's juicing or not. I don't know. Until someone proves that someone is taking drugs or not, I'm not interested in that rubbish. I'm not interested in rumours. If he is juicing, then there's no doubt that in Britain and in Saudi Arabia, it makes no difference at all because Eddie Hearn is obviously controlling that shit. So I don't care about all that stuff. What I want to see is you win back your belts. Do you have the bollocks to win back your belts, or do you not want to lose your belts in front of your home crowd? Is that what this is really about? We don't want to see everyone in Britain seeing this guy being the real loser that he is. Is that what's going on?
No, I don't think it's that, mate. I mean,
well, I don't know, mate, but why the hell are you fighting in Saudi Arabia?
fucking money.
You can't beat this Ruiz guy in any place. You can't beat this Ruiz guy in any place. You have to fight in Saudi Arabia, earn a load of dirty money for all of you. It's not right, mate. It's not right.
Well, I mean, it is, to be fair, mate, it is prize fighting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
we
prize
can't lose sight of the fact that it is prize fighting.
It's prize fighting, but who's pumping the drugs into each place? Who's cheating the judges? Who's controlling all this stuff? Why can't we have a fight, for example, on a desert island where none of that stuff exists, and we can see who's the winner? Oh no, we never do that, do we? We always have to fight in one place. Oh, you don't trust Britain? Oh, let's go fight it in another place which we control and which we paid for. As if anyone's going to believe that. So if anyone thinks that this is fake in Britain, they're going to think the same in Saudi Arabia. Oh no, Saudi Arabia is like the best place in the world for fairness.
But not about that. But like Anthony Joshua, sort of out of his comfort zone, isn't he? Regardless of what you think about Saudi Arabia, Hearn's influence, etc., he's definitely out of his comfort zone. So that is a difference.
Everyone's out of their comfort zone, aren't they? And unless they're earning loads of money. And paying for loads of things.
For him in London or Cardiff, he's not out of his comfort zone, is he?
Well, let's say, for example, okay, for me personally, I've told you before, I want to see this fight in Mexico City.
Yeah.
This is the best fight ever in history if we have Ruiz Joshua 2 in Mexico City. For me, that is absolute gold. Yeah. That's what I want to see. I want to hear that atmosphere. In fact, to be quite honest, if I knew that fight was on, I would find the money and I would go. I would go there for that fight. I'm not going to fucking Saudi Arabia, and I'm not going to any other place. But Mexico City, Ruiz, Joshua 2, I am there. I'll find the money and I'll go.
Joshua would be mental to do that. And Eddie Hearn, you're going to go out and protect Saudi Arabia.
No problem. So let's do it in Wembley and let's let the fight fans enjoy what they've been paying for the last 5 years. When did Joshua win Olympic gold? 2012? Now we're in 2019. Okay, so there's a lot of time gone by, 6 years gone by. Yeah. We've been paying all of this money, paying all of these like stupid fights that Hearn is charging us. And now you're telling me that we're taking the big fight to really win when you've been beaten by someone who's actually a champion, beats you, and now we're taking this to Saudi Arabia so that no one can see the real important fight in your career. Now we take it to Saudi Arabia. What the hell is going on, mate?
LTEL going in tonight.
Yeah, LTEL has to say what LTEL knows and what LTEL is seeing. Yeah, like, this is absolute bullshit, mate. Absolute bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the. I don't agree with everything you said, but I'm not a fan of the fight in Saudi Arabia. 1,000,000%. But ultimately, mate, if someone gets offered loads of money, from Joshua's perspective at least,
I don't really have a problem with anyone taking any money. God knows I've taken money left, right, and centre to do the best job I can, but always with my dignity. I never sell myself. I'm never going to sell my balls and my dignity and my name. LTEL don't sell himself, and you know that, and everyone knows that. Like, we're not selling ourselves. AJ has sold a little bit of his dignity, a little bit of his reputation. To be honest, I think if Andy Ruiz signs that contract, so does he.
Well, but I think for Andy Ruiz, we don't know what's going to be Andy Ruiz's contract, but I think that the point is that it's already signed for him. He doesn't get a say in it. He basically just, you sign, it's got this a one contract, it's a 2-fight deal.
So then if that really is the case, because now you're saying to me that he's arguing about fighting.
Yeah, he is, but I don't know whether, like, what sort of basis he's arguing on. But like, if I was Eddie Hearn, I was making that contract, that's what I would put in it. So Eddie Hearn, like, his dad's been in boxing for a long enough time. Anyone with a double-figure IQ basically would do that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, of course. But I don't understand why. Like, let's imagine I'm AJ. Okay, you're Eddie Hearn. I've been fighting for a long time before you even knew me. Now I start getting close to winning the Olympic gold, and you start thinking, "Oh, I like this guy. He can earn me some money." So then you take over. You're now in charge of my career. Not completely, because AJ has his people as well, and he has some say, obviously. But there's an element of you're trying to get in on this. And now you're trying to tell me after this, in my opinion, like, you haven't prepared me for these kind of fights. You just taken me to fights when it's good for you and good for your TV channel. Like, now you're saying to me, the best thing for your career now is to fight Andy Ruiz 2 in Saudi Arabia. Explain to me how that is a good agent.
Well, I mean, like, from a financial perspective, would be the only way you could possibly say it makes any sense.
Yeah, but what happens when he loses? His career is over. And part of you as an agent is to look after his career, not your pay packet tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we've been talking 45 minutes, mate. Fucking hell. Should we leave it there?
Yeah, okay. I just want to say that I respect Anthony Joshua. I respect Andy Ruiz, and I also respect Eddie Hearn to some point doing his work. But as a boxing fan, as a fight fan, I want to see this fight at Wembley or in Mexico City. Either one, I don't care. But I want to see a winner lifting the belts and deserving it, and I don't want to see no bullshit.
Yeah, for me, they're all taking the piss. Eddie Hearn's obviously taking the piss, taking it to Saudi Arabia. Andy Ruiz is taking the piss, like messing about, like saying he's going to go back on what he agreed to. Al Heyman, presumably, is the one who's taking the piss, like sort of putting these ideas in his head. And Anthony Joshua is taking the piss, really, not having the fight in the UK. I think the fans deserve that.
Mate,
I think that's...
I watch the fights, mate. I watch the fights. I see Anthony Joshua saying to all the fans in the stadium, "We don't need to move this anywhere. This is a London thing. This is a UK thing." He's a liar. He's a liar. They're all lying.
Well, okay, I'd say to that, mate. Things change, don't they? Do you know what I mean? Things do change. Like he basically said, at that point, we're going to stay in the UK. They tried to make the fight with Wilder at Wembley. Wilder fucking bottled it, or or probably didn't bottle it. He got advised that it was the wrong thing to do by Al Heyman and Shirley Winkle. So basically, then Dylan White didn't want to take the fight. Then they're like, "What the fuck?" Obviously, Eddie Hearn is really trying to come on. We need to get into America, the zone, blah blah.
So wait,
I think it's a bit unfair to call him a liar.
Your man owns 3 or 4 of the belts that matter. He's the main man. Yeah. And you're telling me that he has to go around with his cap out, begging for fights or bums?
Well, no, it's a bad idea, mate. He shouldn't have done it. Like, but it is what it is. But to call it, I say he's not a liar. I just think the situation changed.
Well, but I don't believe that he was saying that on his own. I believe that kind of information is being given to him by Eddie Hearn, saying, "Give that because people will love it." And he believed it. Maybe. But Eddie Hearn was cheating him.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? But I don't think I would have preferred to have seen them take like a sort of tougher line. I think they were too accommodating. I think that's basically got themselves into this situation. I think they should have just said, like with the sort of Wilder situation, basically, mate, this is the deal. Like we're offering you this amount of money for the fight. You can take the money, or you can fuck off and fight someone else. See how much money you make. If you're saying it's just about the belt, well, you can fight for the belt. You go undisputed. If you don't like the money, go and make more money with someone else and just stick to that. But instead, Eddie Hearn's there, just opening his big mouth talking. I thought, and basically they just sort of talked up like Wilder, made him much bigger, gave them a lot more power. Then fuck it, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, should we leave this?
Anyway, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, mate, and I can't wait to talk about the next fight.
Yeah, it's been a good one. We'll talk about the next one. Probably be Lomachenko against Campbell. And then,
Who have you got in that fight, mate?
Tough one, mate. I mean, I think
I just hope that Luke has a good fight and looks as good as he can be. He's going to get beaten, obviously.
Luke Campbell is a very good fighter.
Luke Campbell's a proper fighter.
But
he's against one of the legends of the game. So what can you do?
Yeah, Anthony Yard, Kovalev, so that'll be an interesting one.
Lions in the camp.
Absolutely. All right, thank you very much for watching. Anything else you want to add?
Ta-ra.
See you later.
Oh.